Folks, we need to talk about Ironheart. So why am I saying it like that? Why do I sound so morose when I say that? Well, because I have concerns. I have big concerns that this series, like most of the MCU shows that have dropped on Disney Plus, is going to ultimately end up being pointless and have little to no significance on the MCU as a whole. Which would definitely be a shame, because there is some stuff in this series that is actually quite compelling and interesting, and stuff that I would like to hear more about. So let's talk about Ironheart. I am well aware that a lot of people don't follow a lot of movie gossip. You know, they aren't following the rumors, they're not following the casting updates, they're not following these forums, but I do because I'm really into movies, which tracks, right? That's the whole point of this channel. That's the reason I decked out my office with this nerdy stuff, is because I am a cinephile. I love movies. And it's because I spend so much time online reading forums, reading comment threads, that made me so aware that this show was never really going to be given a fair shot by a lot of the toxic audience. I'm even going to be so bold as to say that the Rotten Tomatoes score for this series was decided 3 years ago when Riri Williams was first introduced in Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. People immediately took issue with her. They were like, oh my god, she's black, she's not Iron Man, she's just a ripoff. Why are they doing this stuff? Why is it so woke? Why are they eating the cats? Why are they taking our jobs? And knowing that there is this weird divide between the critics and the fans, you look at Rotten Tomatoes, you see it all the time. You'll see anything that has people of color, minorities, anything where there's a possible character that is not the exact color that they were when they were first written, well, that's gonna have a rotten popcorn bucket. It doesn't matter if it's rock solid, it's gonna have that tipped over popcorn audience bucket. And that's why I made my YouTube channel to begin with. Ironheart tells the story of Riri Williams, who, like I said, we were first introduced to in Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. In this series, she finds herself going up against a man with a mysterious magical artifact known as the Hood. Now let's talk about the good. Dominique Thorne does a solid job as Riri. She's got grit, and she really does sell that she is a very intelligent person living in a lower mean society with a chip on her shoulder. But ironically, even though this series is called Ironheart and this is supposed to be her show, she's not actually the strongest actor on the show. I actually think that I enjoyed Natalie, played by Lyric Ross, even more so. Natalie is just really magnetic. Every time she's on screen, every time she speaks, you just feel a bit pulled in. She's easy to watch. She's not so moody. Riri has that moody thing, that Henry Cavill moody thing that he had during Superman. We are watching Brood Woman here. This is a woman, yes, I get that she's going through stuff. She's going through all kinds of things. She's a superhero. With great power comes great responsibility and great burdens and great bills. But I just didn't feel like she is the most compelling character in the show. I think Lyric Ross, the AI that is living in her suit, Natalie's just a more interesting character. Bottom line. I also really enjoyed Alden Ehrenreich. Sorry, buddy. I know I messed up your name. That German name of yours, I just cannot find the words. But he was great. To me, Alden and Lyric Ross were the two best actors in this series. They're the two most interesting characters in this series. An AI and a misunderstood guy who is related to somebody famous. I liked his character. I cared about his character. I felt compelled by his character. I think that I would be interested in hearing more about his story than more about Riri's story. Really, I think the weakness of this series is the protagonist and the antagonist. Anthony Ramos as the Hood, I did not like that casting choice at all. I did not like his ridiculous getup, that wacky ass goofy hair of his, that cosplay style hood that he was wearing, that costume. It did not look good. He was not intimidating. He did not make me feel like I was watching a villain. He might be one of the worst Marvel villains that we've had yet. I think that would probably go to Whiplash, or maybe even, MODOK. But no, I think that the Hood is up there. He's competing for that reward. I think Dominique Thorne was just not really given enough meat to shine with. She is just given a very dark story arc. She's just constantly cold and distant. She's just not easy to get into as a character, which made me not really feel too compelled by what I was watching. The action in this series is alright. It looks visually pleasing, but again, it feels totally insignificant. This whole show does. does actually. It feels like this is going to not matter at all. It's not going to matter. That's what I am predicting. I am predicting, because here's the thing, I am finding it really hard to get into Marvel's Easter eggs lately, because a lot of times it's like they're fishing. Okay, they throw out these Easter eggs. They say, hey, take a look at this. What do you think of it? And when nobody gets on board with it, nobody cares, they just quietly let that plot thread vanish away. And then we end up with all these open plot threads. And this show has open plot thread written all over it. This show is screaming, you're never gonna hear from me again. This show's not a waste of time in the sense that it's not entertaining. I was entertained, I did want to see the next episode, but there was also just a lot about it that wasn't really compelling, didn't pull me in, didn't make me feel like this is essential viewing. I'm pretty sure that this is totally skippable viewing. You could probably not see this and most of the other MCU shows that have come on Disney Plus, and you're gonna be totally fine. Maybe that's why Disney decided to drop all the episodes for the show so quickly. They are treating this show like the ugly stepchild. They're like, hey, let's just show them the kid. Hey, you like my kid? It's really pretty. It's really cute. Now go back to your bedroom. That's what they're treating the show like. And how the hell am I supposed to get into a show that Disney is not even into? If Disney is dismissing the show and throwing it out there like they're embarrassed by it, how's the audience supposed to feel? I'm giving this series a 5 out of 10. The antagonist really sucks. The main character is just not as compelling and interesting. Definitely not the most interesting character in the series, and that is not great. Ironheart should have been the star of the show, and instead I would say that she plays second fiddle to an AI that lives in the suit and a villain played by Alden Ehrenreich. I'm sorry, I tried it again and I just can't do it. It does not roll off my tongue. But that's my thoughts on the series. I really wanted to like this series. I really did enjoy her in Wakanda Forever, so I thought this was going to be a great show. I think the biggest misstep with the show was giving her this really dark plot, giving her all these moral gray areas, and giving us a villain that just outright sucks. Your thoughts on the show in the comments and let me know, what do you think of it? If you liked this video, go ahead and hit the like button. And if you want to hear more things from me, go ahead and subscribe to this channel. Later.